in a trailer with heat. I mean, I was having to build fires in a wood stove. I mean, it was really, really bad time. Every dime I made went into taking care of these kids. I couldn't squeeze any more out to take care of this debt at all. My first priority was the roof over the kids' head, their food in their bellies. I mean, that was it. And electricity. I mean, you know. So when those collection agencies called, I just said, look, I'm a single working mom. I don't have anything for you.
Hey besties, welcome back, and buckle up, because what I'm about to tell you will change everything you thought you knew about Robyn Brown, her past, and the shocking way she climbed her way into Kody's life and destroyed Meri in the process. Robyn Brown's escape from poverty, her obsession with fame, and her craving for wealth and recognition finally came true the moment she locked in Kody Brown, the polygamist who just happened to be on the verge of landing a reality show on TLC. Robyn's rise to becoming Kody's fourth wife wasn't some fairy tale love story. It was a path paved with financial chaos, abandoning an ex-husband, draining his family, and walking away from that marriage with over $30,000 in credit card debt while leaving her ex nearly bankrupt. Then Robyn found her ticket out, Kody. He swooped into her life, rescued her from a devastating financial reality, and eventually divorced his first wife, Meri, just so he could legally marry Robyn and adopt her kids. Robyn had one mission: never be broke again. She needed a man who would secure her future. She wanted attention, status, and she openly admitted in the book, Becoming Sister Wives, that she wanted fame. And when someone tells you who they are, believe them. Robyn Brown's calculated role in pushing Meri Brown out of Kody's life, all to secure her own position as the head wife and protect her future financial stability, was not accidental. It was intentional, strategic, and coldly executed. She targeted Kody's first wife, a woman who had long been pushed aside, emotionally neglected, and forever blamed for only being able to give Kody one child. Robyn befriended her, made her believe they were genuine best friends, made her feel supported and safe, and in doing so, opened the door for Meri to confide in her deeply and emotionally. But Robyn wasn't listening to help. She was listening to report back to Kody. Everything Meri shared in confidence became ammunition, a tool Robyn used to drive an even deeper wedge between Kody and Meri. Then came this season's mid-season trailer, and one single comment from Kody stopped me cold because it confirmed something major that I've discussed before, but now it all connects clearly. Kody said, "If your wife's having an affair and your other wife tells you, that's my business." When I first watched that clip, I honestly didn't understand why we were suddenly dragging up something that happened a decade ago. Why is Kody still talking about Meri's supposed affair? Why bring up the catfish situation all over again? And then I replayed the line, "Your wife is having an affair and your other wife tells you, that's my business." In that moment, everything clicked. Kody was basically telling Suki, without saying Robyn's name, that it was Robyn who ran to him with the catfish information. He was defending Robyn. He was justifying her spying. He was shouting to protect her because she was the one who told him everything that was happening behind the scenes. Kody's yelling now, trying to make it sound like he had every right to know Meri's personal conversations because Robyn fed him all the details. And then more pieces fell into place when I remembered Christine's book, where she revealed how she shared something personal with Robyn, only to find out Robyn ran straight to Kody with it, sparking a massive argument. And don't forget last season, when Janelle said she confided something private to Robyn, and magically, Kody confronted her about it later. When she asked how he even knew, he shut down, refusing to talk about it or acknowledge Robyn's betrayal. Janelle talked last season about how she had privately shared something sensitive with Robyn, something she assumed would stay between them. But Robyn went straight to Kody, and suddenly he was furious with her. Janelle told him, "I don't understand how you even know what I said, because that wasn't a conversation I had with you." Instead of addressing it, Kody immediately shut the whole thing down. He refused to talk about it, refused to acknowledge her concern, and acted like even mentioning it wasn't worth his time. He wouldn't even entertain the idea that Robyn had crossed a line. And that's the crazy part. It wasn't just one wife experiencing this. 3 different wives, all at different points, trusted Robyn with something personal. And each time, Robyn took their private conversation straight to Kody. It became a pattern, a repeated behavior that showed exactly how she operated. Robyn positioned herself as the comforting friend, someone who listens, someone you can trust, someone who tells you she's in your corner. But the moment she receives that information, she uses it to her advantage, rushing to Kody and feeding it to him in a way that pushes him further from the other wives. That's how she secured her role as the innocent one, the wife who always has the answers, who always knows what everyone else is secretly thinking, who is somehow the only trustworthy voice in the room. She quietly set herself up as the family's double agent, the one keeping tabs, the one reporting everything back, the one controlling what Kody hears and how he interprets it. Meanwhile, Meri is talking about needing to move on, even though she feels like her entire world is falling apart. She admits she can't fight this anymore because it wouldn't be fair to her. And deep down, all Kody wants to do is scream, to shout, to beg. No, please don't leave. Don't do this. Think back to all the little games Robyn played with Meri over the years. How she subtly fed into Meri's longing for closeness and her need to belong. When Robyn was pregnant with Solomon, who was the first person she shared the news with? Meri. And who was the one Robyn told she'd be willing to be a surrogate for, offering Meri and Kody another child together? She dangled that offer over Meri's head for 2 full seasons, treating it like some grand gift. And when Meri eventually declined, Robyn twisted that rejection into an emotional weapon, acting as though Meri's no was proof she didn't want to be part of the family or part of her circle of trust. Robyn absolutely had a strategy for why she targeted Meri with this bond. Meri was the legal wife, and in their polygamous world, that role comes with genuine power, especially over the other wives. It's obvious why Robyn wanted that alliance. Janelle and Christine didn't hold legal authority. They couldn't offer Robyn anything in terms of status or financial security. But Meri could. Attaching herself to the legal wife gave Robyn access not just to influence, but to Kody's world, including the financial side of things. As long as Meri remained the legal wife, Robyn could never fully secure her own stability. That legal tie was a barrier. And according to Robyn's own words, her biggest reason for entering polygamy in the first place was to find a man who would take care of her financially. That was her goal. That was her motivation. And aligning with Meri was her strategic first step in making sure she got exactly that. And Robyn openly admitted she wanted fame, her own words. She said she wanted to change the world, remember? But to accomplish that dream, someone had to be pushed out of the way. And in her mind, that person was Meri. So how did she make that plan a reality? Meri says, Meri can have that over there. I'll just take the front end. I'll just take whatever's left. It's fine. It's all fine. And then you have this tense moment. Oh my gosh, Robyn. Seriously? Yes, I'm serious. What? I'll just take what's left. Yeah, that's what I was told before. Why are you yelling at me? I'm not yelling at you. I'm frustrated with the situation. Well, I'm frustrated with it too. From the very beginning, Robyn carried a deep resentment toward Meri. She felt like the lowest woman on the totem pole, and Meri, being the legal wife, was at the top. Legally speaking, Meri would always receive preferential treatment because she and Kody had an actual legal marriage. Anything Kody owned was technically co-owned with Meri. Any house or property would always be purchased under Kody and Meri's names. Meri benefited financially, emotionally, and socially from that legal status. She could claim her husband legally in a way the other wives could not. And when you're living in polygamy, where you have no real power and no legal standing, watching the one woman who does have that power can create resentment, especially if you want that spot for yourself. Robyn absolutely hated being beneath Meri in the hierarchy. She despised feeling like she got leftovers. She repeatedly complained about getting scraps, about being handed whatever was left. She hated not having a say, and she used every tool she could find to change that. Whether it meant throwing tantrums, yelling at Kody, or inserting herself into Kody's relationships with the other wives, she did it. But with Meri, she had a long-term strategy. She wanted Meri's position. She wanted to be the legal wife. She wanted the power and the security that came with it. 4 years, she leaned heavily on the storyline involving her kids and her ex-husband. She painted her ex as this villain, the evil man they had to protect the children from. She constantly warned the family that her kids could leave at any moment and go back to him, this man who wasn't in the faith, who might brainwash them, who might teach them to think for themselves. She used this fear as leverage, convincing Kody that the only way to keep the children protected was for him to legally adopt them. And Kody fell right into it. He poured all his time, energy, and identity into that process. And in doing so, he divorced Meri, because Robyn insisted he needed to marry her legally before any adoption could happen. Then came the emotional moment. "I'm upstairs, having an emotional moment about what I lost," Meri says. "But then I remind myself it's not about me. It's about the kids. And that's what makes me happy. The divorce is final. It's final. It's done. That sucker's done, huh? Yeah. You okay? I just got the email. It's weird, but yeah, I'm okay. It is weird. I haven't told Kody yet. You probably should. Maybe he should have been here instead." But even after all that, Robyn still wasn't satisfied. She wasn't content with Meri just being divorced. She wasn't content with becoming the legal wife. She wasn't content with her children being legally adopted. She still wasn't happy, because even after securing everything she said she wanted, she remained Kody's fourth wife in the family's original hierarchy. And no matter what paperwork said, she could never take away the fact that Meri was the first wife, the woman who started the family, the woman who held that status before Robyn ever entered the picture. And that's something Robyn could never truly replace. As confusing as it may seem to people outside the polygamist world, within polygamy, there's a deep reverence for the first wife. She's seen as the one who suffered the most, sacrificed the most, and endured the most emotional pain. And because of that, the husband often carries a lot of guilt about what she's been put through. That dynamic even has a name: first wife derangement syndrome. And despite being the fourth wife, Robyn wanted that first wife power more than anything. Not long after Kody and Meri divorced, something major happened. Meri met someone online, a person she connected with through a Facebook page that Robyn herself helped run. And here's the twist: both Robyn and her close friend Kendra already knew the person Meri was talking to wasn't who they claimed to be. They knew the truth early on. Robyn had Kendra strike up her own friendship with the same catfish, pretending to be another innocent victim, all while secretly spying on Meri. Through Kendra, Robyn gathered every detail about Meri's conversations and fed that information straight to Kody. Meanwhile, Meri had no idea that the entire setup was happening behind her back. All this time, Robyn knew the catfish wasn't a real man. She knew Kendra was talking to the same fake profile. What's never been totally clear is whether Kendra and the catfish were actively coordinating, but the whole thing looked suspicious from every angle. Meri later admitted that she felt herself falling emotionally for who she thought this person was, even though she was still legally married. It became one of the strangest, most confusing emotional experiences of her life. She said openly that she began feeling things she didn't expect, not realizing she was being manipulated by someone who wasn't even a man, but a woman pretending to be one. Meri started talking to this person at a time when she was isolated. She had just been divorced by Kody. She had been emotionally abandoned by him. She barely had relationships with the other wives. She was vulnerable. And that's when Robyn stepped in, already aware that the person on the other side of the screen wasn't real. Meanwhile, Kendra, Robyn's friend, inserted herself into the fake relationship, pretending she too was in communication with the same person. Robyn later told friends that Kendra was doing a number on her and messing with her head. A former friend of Robyn, someone who had access to all of this at the time, even shared a screenshot of texts from Robyn. In those messages, Robyn panicked that her conversations with others might be hacked. She wrote things like, "My real concern is having our conversations hacked." The friend responded with reassurance, telling Robyn they understood she was hesitant to give out her phone number again, and offered to contact Janelle for any sister wives-related information instead. Robyn then replied, "I know you are a sweetheart. Thanks for being kind. I will think if there's a safe way to communicate. Kendra just did a number on me, and I'm honestly scared to be friends with anyone." She also told this friend to stay away from Kendra, saying, "Kendra is not someone we consider safe." Despite this, both Robyn and Kendra kept interacting with the same person who was catfishing Meri. I fully believe they knew exactly what was going on. Kendra couldn't keep her story straight. Some days she claimed the catfish was real, some days not real. Some days there were two people, sometimes three, sometimes a man, sometimes a woman. She'd say she met him, then say she didn't. She became completely unreliable. But regardless of Kendra's contradictions, one thing stayed consistent. She was communicating directly with the same fake account Meri was falling for. She passed that information to Robyn. Robyn passed it to Kody. And Robyn told Kody that Meri was emotionally cheating, that she was in love with someone else, that she was planning to leave the family. Robyn essentially became Kody's undercover informant. But she didn't do it because she cared about saving the family. She did it because it benefited her plan. It helped push Meri out. And when the show aired, she spun this angelic narrative that she was just looking out for Meri, pretending she was heartbroken for her, even though she and Kendra were actively working with the catfish for months. When the truth eventually came out, that Kendra had been fully involved with the same fake persona and that Robyn had been aware the whole time, it became clear that Robyn was funneling information directly to Kody to cause more damage between him and Meri. And all of them, at least in my opinion, knew the catfish wasn't real. It was a setup, a coordinated ruse, a scheme to alienate Meri even more, a calculated move to weaken her place in the family, a way to push her closer to the edge until leaving felt like her only option, which would leave Robyn firmly in control. Even after 7 years of being emotionally done, Meri kept insisting she wasn't going to leave Kody. That persistence made Robyn desperate to force her out, and that's why I believe Kody and Robyn wanted Meri silenced. That's why I believe the NDA exists, not to protect the family's privacy, but to bury the real story of what happened. The story they never want Meri to tell. Silencing the real history of what actually went down in that divorce. Silencing the timeline of how the divorce was controlled, influenced, and pushed in a direction that served one person's agenda. Silencing the truth about the deeply complicated, heavily manipulated friendship between Meri and Robyn, and burying what Robyn truly did to move Meri out of the family picture forever. Kody tried to justify everything by saying, "I had a right to know, didn't I? If my wife is having an affair and my other wife tells me, I have a right to know." But that right there is the whole pattern. That's exactly how Robyn operated with everyone. She found each woman's weakest moment and delivered it straight to Kody. And that is how she turned herself into the golden wife. The loyal one, the trustworthy one, the only one looking out for him, while simultaneously stirring up accusations, doubts, and suspicions about every other woman in the family. She framed it like the others were the ones trying to tear her down, or trying to tear Kody down, while she was conveniently positioned as the victim and the protector. So this is what Christine's doing. This is what Janelle said. And oh, by the way, Meri? Yeah, Kendra and I got wrapped up in this catfish situation. She's going to leave you. She's cheating. She's already emotionally gone. And now, Kody himself has openly admitted it. My other wife told me. That's the confession. That's the crack in the foundation. That's the reason they want Meri permanently silenced. Because if Meri ever decides to speak freely, truly freely, she has the power to blow the entire story wide open and expose everything that actually happened behind the scenes. And honestly, I hope she does. I really, truly hope she finds her voice and tells it all, because the truth deserves daylight. But what about you? Are you shocked by any of this? Or does it confirm everything you've suspected for years? Do you think Robyn will ever be satisfied, even now as the last wife standing? Or is she still going to keep pulling strings, creating chaos, and finding new ways to protect her position? Stay till the end of this series, because what's coming next, you won't believe it. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. Thanks for watching, besties. See you in the next one.